So today's session is dedicated to user and client management. Let me share my screen.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Hey, Frederick.
Okay, I'm going to mute while you talk, right? And then if we need something, I'll say hello.
Yeah, exactly. You can just ask
Thank you.
questions
Okay,
anytime.
buongiorno. Bye.
Okay, so um, about user management in the app, because there was some issues with it, so let's clarify everything. When you start the app, you have the current user that is displayed here on top. So it can be you or it can be any of your customers or contacts. If you work in a sensible operation, you can blur everything by just clicking here. And when you click on this icon, every name will be blurred like that. So you cannot actually see the name. You can see the results, but not the name. So if you have someone peeking over your shoulder, for instance, you can actually blur the names and the pictures. When you have your user here and you click on Open an Analysis or See All Analysis, it will only show you the analysis tied to this particular user. So again, if I blur, here it is blurred, okay? So you can see all the analyses that are absolutely only tied to this user, but not other analyses. So if you are looking for another analysis that is not here and you don't find it, it's probably because it's on another user and maybe you need to go back to your own account. To change users, you just have to click on the two arrows here, and it will open your user directory. So you are always on top. So you can go back on your account by clicking here, or you can use any of your sub-users by clicking here, and it will immediately change with the last 3 recordings that you did with this user and all the recordings that you did by clicking on See All Analysis. You can also change here. If you open here and you decide to change, it will also lead you to your user list. You can search users by just clicking on the looking glass on the bottom. And if you start typing things, it will just reduce the user list to the keywords that you enter. And once you found your user, you can just change it and again see the recordings that are tied to this user.
Excuse me, where is the arrow to change the users? I didn't see your cursor.
Yeah.
Oh, up there. Okay, got
Yeah.
it, got it.
Yes.
Okay.
You can also
Thank
manage
you.
it here in your contacts. So if you open the menu
Oh,
and you click on contacts, it will also lead you to your contact list.
okay.
Okay. And on this window, you can create a new contact. So it's the same here. If you do, now this is to edit the current contact, but if you need to create a new contact, you just open this window and you create new contact.
Uh-huh.
The only important thing is say if it's a man or a woman, because the screens will be slightly different, especially the screens tied to the sexual parts.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was the only way I was saving was when I went to stop the scan. There's a said upload to cloud, and then I gave it a name,
yes,
but it never went into a user file. So now I can create user files.
it's
Okay.
always in a user file, but maybe you put it in your own user file. But with this, you can just add some new users.
Oh, excellent.
Okay, so you can
Excellent.
create as many contacts as you want with the Pro version, and with the Me version, you can create 2 contacts with the Essential version and 4 or 5 contacts with the Fuel Me version, which is enough to take care of the whole family,
Yeah,
but not to use
yeah.
it as a professional.
Got it.
Uh,
Uh, just
Frederick.
not a last name or a first name or both. If you put an email, it's interesting because you can send him directly the PDF reports. And
Mhm.
in the last version, I have hidden some information that is additional information, but not necessary, which is date of birth, personal notes, if you want. So you can just get it if you click on more infos here. But this is not
Mhm.
necessary at this time. Date of birth will be later used with the weight also to compute the biological age of people and to compare it with the age that we
Norm.
put in HRV. So that will give us some interesting insights on if you are younger or older than what you should be according to the measurements. So you can start populating the date of birth, but just know that for now it's not used for anything. So it doesn't modify the calculations in any way, okay? Unlike some other devices that compute results according to the date of birth to give you some specific diseases that are tied to specific ages, but this is usually bullshit, and we don't do that. So date of birth is not used to alter the computations in any way. It will just be used to calculate your biological age and your deviation according to that.
Deviation, okay.
So importantly, just say if it's a man or a woman, something to find it. If you want just to put initials here, you can. If you don't want to put the email, you can. It's your files. Just know that if you put the email, it will create an account on our server. And so you can, if you put the email here, you can share the report with your customer. And if your customer downloads the BioCoherence app and enters his email, it will tell him that he already has an account. And he can just receive his password by clicking on lost password, or you can send him the password. Because when you have a contact, so let's go back to our homepage, you have a contact and you can just click on invite here. So if you click on invite, it will send him or her a message. You can send it in several languages. Okay. So you just choose the language that you want, and you just send the email or share the text or share the link to install. So if you want to share the text, you can send it by text message, for instance. I don't know if you see it. I have the choice to send it by message or email or not. Or if you want to send an email, it will send it from our server. Okay, so if I click on send email, it will send it to the email that is tied to this user directly from our server. And you see, it will, so this one is in French, let's put it in English. It will give the email address or the login of the user. And in this case, this user has already logged in, so I cannot see I cannot send his password because it's not a temporary password anymore. But it says if you don't know your password, just click on lost.
This is the pro version.
Usually when you create a new contact, you will put an email here, and then it will lead you to this window that, to this window that we just saw. And you can send an invite straight with the temporary password to invite your user to install the app and see their own report. And of course, play the meditations, play the frequencies, and so on. Okay.
Is this only the pro version that you're showing us?
This is the pro version, but it's the same on the Mi version. It's just limited to 2 or 4 contacts here.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want to create a new contact, so again, your own account is always on top. And then the first one is a short link, a shortcut to go to new contact. So it's the same as on top.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it would be a good idea to add the plus here to directly create a new contact. So maybe I will add that in a new version. If you start with new contacts every day, it would be useful. Mm-hmm. So there will probably be the same plus here in the next version. You can see the contact. You can see, of course, you can edit it. And let's take one with a picture. So if you take one like that, you can have the picture in big, and you can edit all details, change the picture, and so on. About the picture, you can take a photo from the camera. So this is me. Let's take a photo. Use photo. Okay. So this is here. You have to confirm the photo here. Okay. If you don't confirm the photo, it will not be sent to the server. So right now I'm confirming the photo, and hop, you saw the little click. It means that it has to be sent to the server, and now it's available in the cloud. It also means that if the user logs with his email, he will already have his photo in the system, which is very friendly. It's also very good if at one point we start having some social media services like chats or something to get appointments through the app and discussions through the app. It's always better with pictures. And it's always good for you to have pictures of your clients because you don't have to remember everything. The picture is worth 1,000 words. When you are on a contact, you can see the measures. Of course, there are no measures on this one. So let's take one with 3 measures. Okay, so if I click on About, here I can see the measures, but I can also import a measure here from Apple Health, or I can update from the cloud if there are maybe some other recordings, but you can actually import, you can do a recording from Apple Health with the Apple Watch, for instance. And if your customer is here and you want to do a recording with an Apple Watch, you can do the recording. It will be on your own account, on your own Apple Health account. But if you are on the customer account here and you click on import, you can actually import this recording on his own account on BioCoherence. So this is a bit of complicated features that you will not use every day. But if the problem arises, you can import it. But remember, with Apple Health, it will always be imported from your own account, not from the account of the customer. So if the customer wants to import something from Apple Health in BioCoherence, they have to do it from their own device by installing the app and clicking import from their own device.
Would you say that the Apple Watch is as accurate as your
No.
two-thumb thing?
No, because of 2 reasons. The Apple Watch is doing some averaging, so we don't have as much information. Despite the sampling frequency being higher, we actually have less information, but it's okay. But the real problem is that we cannot do anything in real time with the Apple Watch. We can only open recordings. So we cannot do live tests.
I would encourage them to use your device, I think.
Yes, but having millions and millions of people that have Apple Watches, it can be very useful. If someone has an Apple Watch and is 1,000 kilometers away from you, only can do a recording in the app. So you can then open it with your own Pro account and do the whole analysis with it. Okay, so in this case, you would first create an account for your customer with a new email. Then you would arrive on this screen and send him an invite. So he would just have to install the app and to click on import to import something from the Apple Watch recordings. And that's all, because it's already tied to you. So next time you open the app, you will see in the measures here, the new measures that they imported from their own device, and you can just open them and start analyzing. Okay, so this is really powerful for telemedicine, because a lot of people have Apple Watches, and of course, if they want to go further, they can buy a sensor from the local distributor and get it in a few days, and then go much further with you. Okay.
Excellent.
When you work on a client and you don't remember who it is, you have a picture here. So of course, I didn't put a picture in this customer, so let's do it right now. Edit contacts, photo. I have a very nice picture of her here, so let's put it. Wow, she's my wife. Okay. So now we have a much better picture, and we have this photograph everywhere, so we can just save the scan. There is a problem because I think I said it's a man, which is not right. So let's just edit it and say it's a woman, which is much better. Again, it doesn't change the calculation. It just changed some visualizations in the organ maps. So if you start a recording with the wrong customer and the wrong genre, it's not a problem. The calculations are more or less the same. Gender, yes, sorry. Some biomarkers are specifically tied to some male or female organs, and they will be hidden if it's a female or male customer. But they will be calculated anyway, because all of that comes from frequencies. So the frequencies don't say by themselves if we actually deal with a man or a woman. So, of course. If you do a recording on the wrong customer, it can happen. Okay, you start a recording and oh shit, it's not a good customer. You can always change it, so it's not a problem. So you just click either on the picture here or here on the name. And when you save it, you can change here. And here you can choose any other customer and say, oh, okay, I made a mistake. It was in fact for this one. You just click on it and it will change the contact that is linked to this recording. Okay? So if you start a recording on the wrong customer, you don't have to delete everything. You can just reassign this recording to the new customer.
Beautiful.
This is also important because it happens every day that you start with the previous customer and you forgot to change it before the recording. Okay. Last thing is share access to this analysis. You can share when you do a recording in your office as a pro. It's not shared by default, so you have to actually share it, and for that you actually have to save it on the cloud. So right now it's not saved on the cloud. That's something I must insist. Every calculation is made locally in your device, and everything is stored locally on your device. So by default, nothing goes through internet and nothing goes to the cloud, and you can use the app without internet. The only thing the app does when you load it is synchronizing your files with the cloud to see if there are some new reports for you or things like that. But if you don't have internet, you just won't be synchronized, but you can use the app. This is very important because a lot of these kind of apps are using cloud services by default, and you cannot use them if you don't have internet, which is not very practical. So when you click here, or when you click on, you see it's red here. It means that I have made some modifications that have not been automatically saved. Usually you don't see this red. Usually the app automatically saves every time you do something. But in some cases, it doesn't automatically save, in which case you will see here it's red, okay? So if it's not red, it means that it has been saved. So when you click on it, you can give it a name, give some comments, and you can choose to save it to the cloud. And if you save it to the cloud, it will be uploaded, and then it can be shared with my customer. But I can do it directly from here. If I click on share with the contact, when I click on this, it will automatically mark the recording to be saved to the cloud. So if I send the invite, it will actually also send the recording to the cloud. Okay. I can modify the description here. So again, the comment and so on. And the most important thing for you is the PDF report, and you can add comments to all of the sections here. So you just click on the section titles and you can add some comments here that would be interesting for your customer. Or if you are the user and you are sending a recording to the pro, you always have the possibility to add some comments or to respond to some comments in the section. So this is just a start, but in the coming months, it will be expanded to really allow dialogue back and forth between the user and the professional.
Could you show me where to get to PDF report again?
Yes, this is the balance part, and the third entry is PDF report.
But that's only for the balance part. Is there a PDF for the understand part?
Yes, it's the same. The PDF report link is in the balance part, but it's including a lot of things.
It includes everything. Okay,
yeah, it includes everything by default. But if you don't want the organs, for instance, to be in the report, you can just hide them. And then if you go back here, you won't have the organs anymore.
Wow.
So you can choose which section you want to insert into the protocol. And then you can send it by email or share it or save it or print it. So if you want to print it, you can just do a printout and give it to your customer. Or if you want to send it by message or save it on your device, for instance, and then send it by email. And there is this new function that allows it to be sent through our cloud. So this means the PDF, when I click on this button, the PDF will be sent to our cloud. And then you can just write a little message and send the email to the customer from our cloud. So it will not be sent from your device. It will be sent from our server. Okay. So this is a very straightforward way to send a PDF with a message to the customer. Just pay attention that it will not be sent with your email as the sender, so the customer cannot answer to this email. It will be sent from our server. But you can also send it in several languages and more to come. Oh, I'm just thinking, this is only the language for the email, not for the actual report. So the report will always be the same that you see here. So okay, I'll think about it. If you need to send a report in French when you work in English, you have to actually change your language here. But maybe I will try and find a better solution for you. So I think if now I'm in French, and if I go back on reports, yes, I have it in French. So in French, of course, Frederic, for you, it's easy, but let's do something fun and let's do Korean. Now I'm totally lost. So
I'm not so good in Korean.
Yeah, no. So right now there is a PDF report in Korean with almost all informations, but not all. Okay, because not everything is translated maybe. So I can actually send it now by email or save it and go back to English in my account.
Could I ask a question? When you are
Yes.
changing, like before, when we took out the organs on the English version and then we changed it, does that go back to default? So if you don't want the organs to go in Korea,
No. If I change the language, as you saw, the organs are again grayed here.
Okay, I see.
So,
thank you.
Changing the language doesn't change anything in your settings. It just changes all the texts.
Thank you.
As you were speaking, I was trying to share my own report with my own email, and it says on this version, there's a little message that says no share method available on this system.
That's because you didn't do the last update.
Oh, I didn't know. When was that?
Yeah, there is an update every week.
Oh, okay. How do I do the update?
Do you receive our emails with the updates?
I only received the Telegram.
Okay, so our emails are probably in your spam folder or in your promotion folder.
Oh, okay.
Everything is explained. And so you just have to click, this is not a spam, and you will get our almost weekly emails with the updates. Or you can go on biocoherence.net/blog, which is a kind of hidden link right now, biocoherence.net/blog, where we have all the newsletters that we send that are archived. So there is no public link on the blog yet because it's not still entirely nice, but you can find a list of everything.
I look in my spam trash or spam. Okay.
Can you just confirm that we're looking at version 1.12.4 right now, right?
Yes. No, we are on 1.12.5.
Okay.
On my system because
yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
it was in the spam. It was in the spam.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's a problem. I cannot do anything with it. So when you click on problem on ID, you see the current version, and the current distributed version is 1.12.4 that you should all have. If you don't, it's bad. So you just check that, and I should somewhere add a link to update. I will add a link to check for updates in the app.
No, Anthony, it actually hasn't gone live yet. 1.12.5.
No, it's 1.12.4 right now.
Yeah.
The 0.5 will be 1.13, and it should be distributed probably tomorrow if everything is good. There are some fixes like when you choose the balance and you limit the duration, It shows you the duration, but it actually launched the full meditation, which is fixed now. And there is a new screen. So are we okay with client management? Is everything clear for everybody?
There was
Cool.
just one question that came in on the chat, and it was regarding that I confirmed the photo I uploaded, but it did not populate in the profile. So somebody saying that they had actually uploaded a photo, but it didn't populate. So
Yeah, it may be a version problem. So anyway, in the last version, it works very well. So
okay. All right, so just wait till the next one, which will be out in the next
yes.
day or 2 or 3.
Yeah, there were some problems in some platforms because it's always a nightmare to have. We have something like 8 different platforms, I think. It's also why I don't want to launch Android right now because it's a new nightmare. So Android will come at a time, but there is already a lot of things to manage. Okay. Any questions about contacts before I show you the news from the next version?
I just said BioCoherence is a good contact, but it didn't show up in my inbox, in my usual inbox. It's still in the spam folder.
Yes, but you will probably receive the next ones.
Oh, okay. So I have to open from there directly to do
No, I
the
think
update.
if you open it from the spam folder and you click this is not a spam, it will go back to your normal folder.
I know. Okay. Under
But
your, and then I have to search for it on the date that I got it.
if you search for what are the update emails untitled, all update emails come from blog@biocoherence.net.
Okay.
So if you search for blog@biocoherence.net, or just if you search for BioCoherence, you should find everything. But again, everything is archived on our website. So if you go to biocoherence.net/blog, you will find most of the emails that we sent.
Okay.
And some other things too.
Not the updates yet. Okay. /blog.
Yes. Okay. And if you want to update, you just go to biocoherence.net/beta and you download the latest beta.
Okay, I got it. Thank you for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if there are no questions on client management, so just to wrap it up, you can create with the Pro version as many clients as you want. You can give them an email and you can send them an invite so that they can just install the app and they already have an account with the emails that you created. So it will be linked to the reports that you did on their account. So they can just directly open it to go to the balance part and so on.
And actually, when you send a report to your client and they choose to install the application, they will only have access to basically read the report and access the frequencies and the meditations. That's it.
They have access to a closed report, which means they have all the balance parts, but they cannot change priorities and resources. They can read the PDF, they can play the frequencies, and they can, of course, play the balance.
Okay.
But all of this, most of these parts will be blurred.
Okay, gotcha.
It is an open discussion to know if we entirely remove the understand part or not, in which case it would be a stripped down application that would be, for instance, BioCoherence Home or something like that, which would only allow to play frequencies and meditations and to record new recordings to send to your professional. So at one point there will probably be a stripped down application that will only allow these 3 things: doing a recording to send to your specialist, and playing the frequencies and the meditations and reading the report. So we would get rid of everything here, everything here, everything here. We would just have these three elements. So just a login at the beginning of these 3 elements. But again, my focus right now is on the Pro version. So this is why there is so much things in this app and no stripped down app yet, but it will come. Yes?
I don't see the link to update though.
Where?
In the email that says, "Dear friends, 1.12
Yes, yes,
will
yes.
add some
If
functions."
if you read the first sentence, it says you have to go to biocoherence.net/beta.
I'm there too on another website. Okay.
So you just click on biocoherence.net/beta, or you just
Okay.
open biocoherence.net/beta, and you have everything needed to update the app. Installing the
Update.
app or
Okay.
updating the app is the same process.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay. So just as a preview, what's new in the latest versions? You probably already saw in the shadow module the drives that now have this blue median line. So this is a line that draws the same that draws the average of the positive and the negative part. So it allows you to see the global ways someone is below or above the line. There was also something in momentum. We have split the restraints in two. So now you have geopathy and biology. Geopathy is geopathic stress, radiation, groundwater, and harmful energies. And biology is heavy metals, pathogens, miasms, and toxins. So this also gives you the global dynamic in a more visual way. And the one that you don't have yet, but will come soon, is the new multi-view that is here. So if you go to biomarkers, which is the technical part for the analysis, so you have the biomarker prevalence that you all saw probably in the latest version. So you can see all the biomarkers that are grouped in a specific state. So this is very useful to get an overview of what is happening in this particular system. But in the next version that we'll get in a few days, you will now have the multi-view. And the multi-view is very interesting because you can compare several variables across the whole recording. So here, when you click on stop, you see the whole recording and you see the average of the whole recording, which computes then the flowers. But if you click on play, so if you are on a small screen, it will be on the bottom, but on a big screen, it's on the top. If you click on play, you start entering into the dynamic recording of the recording, and you can actually move. So this is the beat number. So we are on the beat number 25 up to the beat number 135. And this zone from here to here is the window that is displayed here on the whole recording. So you see it doesn't move and it starts moving, and you go back, and it will stop, and now you are on the beginning. Okay. So this new window will show you the global energy of the different bands, and you can compare them here. And actually, you can see that in real time when you do recording. So when you do a recording and you are on the recording screen, you can always click on biomarkers and click on multi-view and see that moving in real time. Okay. And we have selected, for the moment, 4 groups of up to 7 elements that you can put on this multi-view reader. So you can just choose what you want to see here just by clicking on it. So you can see the 4 bands, but for instance, you can see the brain waves. So this is the 7 bands that we have for the brain waves. And if you are not only interested in, I don't know, delta and beta, let's say, you just remove the other ones and you can just compare them like that. Or you can click on centered and you can compare them on an horizontal axis for all of them. So it quickly becomes a mess. So you just don't want to compare too much of them. But it can be interesting to see that some are moving in opposite directions at certain times, which can be useful for research. And so,
how accurate is this compared to an ECG that you put on your head?
It's pretty accurate because it's the same kind of electricity.
Okay. But it's from the pulse.
But it's from the pearl. It's from the whole body.
Mm.
It's not only from the pearls, it's from the whole body. So you have the pulse bonds that are these 4 bonds. You have ratios, which give us these very interesting biomarkers. All of these biomarkers come from the official ECG research. So this is academic biomarkers. Okay. So this comes from all the medical studies. So you can choose to compare them 2 by 2 or just see them all, or I don't know what. So you can do what you want. And again, have them one against another. And you have systems, which gives you, for instance, the 4 main systems, the central nervous systems, orthosympathetic and parasympathetic system. So you can see how they move together and sometimes together and sometimes in opposite directions. And we have added some additional indicators. I won't go too much in details with them, but you should have some information here soon to explain you what it is.
Actually, on that note, we have a question here. Could you please remind me if there is a key/glossary for the terms used, such as strained, etc.?
Yes. When you click here and you click on the little question mark, you have a contextual help that will give you everything. And the other announcement is that there is a book cooking. So we will very soon have a very interesting book that is almost 300 pages long, and that will explain every concept that you need to know that are integrated into the app. So the book will be available in English and in French for a start. And it will be available on Amazon on several markets and also on Amazon Kindle as an ebook. So it should be the real entry point for every user, every client, and every professional that uses the app. So and really, it's really interesting. So you should read it when it's out.
I don't know if you other guys have seen that, but I have seen a couple of orbs behind you, Medric, in the
A couple of
background.
what?
Orbs, round orbs go through the screen behind you.
Ah, that's possible.
Yeah. So your guides or somebody's here behind you.
Yeah, we have a lot of people here.
Yeah.
So about the book, if you want to read it and make a blurb for the book, you're very welcome. So just ask Stephen for a PDF copy. And if you want to write something about the app on some testimonials, it's also very welcome. And we could put it in the book. So again, get in touch with Stephen and just know that it will come very soon. So if you want to write something, please do it now.
We actually have already sent the book to a couple of people in this Zoom call.
Yeah.
So yes, if you want to have access to it, let me know. And if you could send us some sort of a testimonial or some sort of a feedback on your usage of the system so far, it would be greatly appreciated. So and also thank you for being part of the community at the very start. It's very, very exciting.
Okay, I think you can send it to Kat.
Yes, please, on the PDF. No problem,
Okay,
Kat.
so and if you're looking on at the recording of the webinar, just send a message to Stephen or just get in touch with us through the website.
Yes.
But the main point is that this book will be a real book and will be available to everybody. Can you pre-order the book now? In a day or two, I think you can. In a day or two, you can actually order a first version of the book. So without your testimonials, of course, but we can update it later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any questions so far, people?
I think Kat had it. Did he get it? regarding the glossary of terms and strained and this sort of thing, where to access that information, the question mark that opens up the additional information for definitions.
Yes.
Maybe we can demonstrate that for her.
You want me to show that again? When you are on any flower, you can just click on the question mark here and you get this information.
But there is actually a very, very beautiful chapter in the book that actually goes into a lot of detail about
Yes.
About each of the petals.
Yes.
It
And
was
I put a lot more information in the book about all the systems that we use and all the consequences and modalities that we put in action into the app. So okay. Yes, Christophe, send me the good comments.
I just have one question, and this is about what we talked about when we first opened up. I would, with the correct invite code, I would really like, because what you just showed me today in the markers, the second session,
Yeah.
I mean, that's really going to sell this to Win, the director of behavioral health. And if I could, I mean, I have my iPad at work. I'm at work right now, but I have a one-on-one with her this afternoon at 1 o'clock, and I can show her what I have right now. But what you just showed me is with the academic, the official, the academic, science, the language, those 7 markers or 4 of them at least. That's what they're looking for.
Okay,
Literally.
so I cannot send you an update for today. I could maybe send you an update if you use the Mac or Windows app.
I have the iPad. I have iPad right now.
Yes, for iPad, every update must be validated by Apple, and it takes at least 1 day.
Well,
so I cannot rush an update on iPad. I can rush an update on Windows or Mac,
okay,
but not on iPad.
Okay.
What I can do is send you some screenshots.
Okay. And then also what I would like is just to unlock the app the way it is right now.
You already
don't
have your email. I already sent you the code in your email. So
I haven't gone that far into it.
Also for everybody that listens to this recording, when you buy a sensor, you always have a 1 month free pro test code. And if you don't have it in your box, you just have to send us a ticket from the app to request for it, and we will send it this code that will unlock everything in the app.
And I just sent you a text message with the code, Daniel, okay, on Telegram.
I already sent him an email from in answer to the ticket. So
thank you, both of you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
We had some late people, John in Granada and Nicholas. Nice to see you here. Kat has a question. Is there a way to save the battery in the sensor? We've had a couple of people asking questions about that it sometimes intermittently flashes green.
Yeah, I don't know why, because usually it should power down as soon as so it's up, but I remove it and it should be, and now it's down. So it should be powered off in a few seconds after you remove your fingers from it. But when you put it back in the, like you just did, it's forcing it to be powered off, I think.
Okay.
Because in the box, there are 2 little
magnets.
Look into the box. Just show me the inside of the box because I don't have one here.
No.
Yes, okay, not in this version. So in another version, there was an electric contactor that forced it to switch off. So anyway, it should switch off automatically after a few seconds. If it doesn't, it means that it's still connected to the Bluetooth of your device. But normally, when you remove your fingers from the device, it's switching off after a few seconds.
Okay.
Okay. So let's stop here. If there is no more question.
Done.
Yeah, I'm stopping the recording.